What's up guys, I'm BTC. We got a whole bunch of new information, some changes that are going to be made to Overwatch. The first thing is Echo now has an official release date, which is going to be April 14th. The character will go live on all systems, consoles, PC, everything. You'll be able to play Echo, and the character, like all the others, will not be available for the first week or so of competitive. You'll be able to play Echo in the arcade, the workshop, and quick play, but not in competitive. We also got an update on a whole bunch of changes that they're going to be making to the competitive games, specifically regarding the hero pools, the map pools, and some of the maps are going to be updated as well. So we'll start out with the hero pools. They said that they're going to be unifying the hero pools, and what that means is that the Overwatch League, the contenders, the competitive ladder, all of those things are going to be using the same hero pool from now on. Whereas up until this point, the competitive ladder had a variety of different ones, and then the Overwatch League had their own thing. So what Blizzard said is, we've received a lot of helpful feedback since hero pools came to the competitive play that the system was achieving our goal of shaking up the meta from week to week. But we also heard that some aspects of the system are confusing or unclear, including why certain heroes or roles are rotated each week, or why the exact number of heroes available is inconsistent from week to week. In addition, having separate hero pools for competitive play in the Overwatch League in the same week led to confusing or disjointed experience for players who follow the league. Starting April 13th, we intend to address this by having a single unified hero pool, allowing both the Overwatch League and competitive play to mirror each other as closely as possible and making a more consistent viewing and play experience. Here's how this will work. To determine a week's hero pool, we'll compile hero play rates from high-level competitive play matches from the preceding 2 weeks. Heroes with play rates above a certain threshold will be eligible to be removed. The higher their play rate, the more likely they are to be removed. Based on that, 1 tank, 2 damage, and 1 support will be randomly removed from play. Note that the heroes will not be removed 2 weeks in a row. At the end of each Sunday's Overwatch League matches, we'll announce the hero pool that will be used in the upcoming week for both live competitive play and the Overwatch League. That pool will go into effect in the game Monday morning. This process will occur every week of the Overwatch League regular season. During weeks that there are no Overwatch League matches, the same data will be used to determine the hero pool, and you'll find out Monday morning. I think this is a pretty good change for the hero pools, because the system that they're using now, where they would have to manually pick each character that they were going to have banned out for the week, led to some really weird things. Like, they banned out Sigma one week, I believe, and he was one of the least used tanks in the entire game, and it just didn't make any sense. Like, they were removing characters that no one was using. And then another week, we had 2 supports that got taken out, and that just wasn't very good either. So I like the fact that they're changing it so that it's definitely going to be 1 tank, 2 DPS, and 1 support every week. And it's going to largely be based on just whatever the highest pick rate was. So that way, you have all of these characters that are getting used quite a bit this week. You then just have to kind of change it up a little bit next week. Although with this system, I can see kind of like an alternating every other week kind of meta where you have one thing one week and then some of them get banned out, so you do something the next week, but then you go back to that original the first week when it's all available again, and it just keeps flipping every other week. It might end up with a kind of a weird situation. I think ultimately what we're going to end up with is either dive or brawl, and it's just going to kind of flip from week to week. Next up, they're getting rid of the map pools. They say in the months and the competitive season since we introduced map pools and competitive play, we've been reading and listening to a ton of feedback from the community about the system. We initially implemented map pools to accomplish 2 major goals. In the short term, greatly reduce the number of matches played on Paris and Horizon Lunar Colony, because nobody liked them. We've seen a lot of good feedback that these 2 maps could use some changes, and we want to improve them in future game updates. To that end, we're taking a look at Paris first with an eye towards updating the map's layout and making it more fun to play. And then the second thing is to more broadly give each competitive season a little bit more flavor, give them more distinct identities. They continue, however, we saw a lot of feedback asking for map pools to vary more often than every 2 months at the start of the competitive season. Some suggested 1 month, others 2 weeks, and some even 1-week rotation periods. However, if the map pool were to rotate more frequently, it would stop providing the competitive season with the identity we were going for. In addition, if we change the map pool faster, you might not notice the maps were missing or back from one cycle to the next. To simplify the competitive experience, we are going to no longer have rotating map pools starting April 14th. Instead, competitive play will include all of the maps with the exception of Paris and Horizon Lunar Colony. When we make updates to those 2 maps to improve their play in the future, we'll add them back into the pool at that time. By the way, if you never saw it, I made a rework of the Horizon Lunar Colony map. I had to use the CSGO engine in order to make it because, well, obviously Overwatch doesn't have a map editor, but CSGO does, so I used that, and I think it came out pretty good. I mean, it looks a little rough because I didn't bother going through all the textures and adding all the little extra stuff, but if you want to check that out, I'll put a link to that on screen, and down below you can look at all of the stuff that I did for the Horizon Lunar Colony rework. Now, Blizzard said that they're going to be reworking the Paris map first, and we don't know exactly to what extent that they're going to be doing this, whether it's going to be really drastic or just kind of smaller changes. I think the Paris map probably needs some pretty big stuff that's going to be changed, though, because, I mean, there's a lot of issues with that map, and really, I think Horizon probably needs a really big kind of full rework to go along with it as well. Last time they reworked the Horizon map, they just kind of changed a little bit here and there, added some barriers, moved some ramps and stuff, but I think it needs more than that. So there you go, guys. Echo will be arriving April 14th. We got some changes to the hero pools, no more map pools. Horizon and Paris are gone. What do you guys think about these changes? Let me know down below. Thanks for watching, and if you'd like to see more, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell to get notified. You can get some cool gear, join my Discord server, or follow me on social media with the links down in the description below. Special thanks to my Patreon supporters, and remember, always blame the controller because it's never your fault.